Tonight is Wednesday, June the 11th. It is about 6:42 p.m. and we are in Management 3025 for our third meeting this term. And tonight on the agenda is to administer the DISC personality profile and discuss it as a tool for you and I to use in communicating, managing, making decisions, evaluating ourselves as well as our relationship with other people. Before I begin on the DISC profile, do you have any comments you'd like to make other than the ones we just made off camera, which are not going to be made public? Sir?
For the midterm,
Yes, sir.
Caproni study questions?
The Caproni study questions are on Canvas.
Right.
There is a set of them for the first, 4 chapters that's on the midterm, and then there's another set of questions for the final exam.
Well, they both say Kincaid or Kanicki, and
Say again?
the study questions I print out are say Kanicki and
The Kanicki questions are all multiple choice.
right.
The Caproni questions are discussion questions.
Okay.
You
You
have-
have all the discussion questions on there?
They are all on there, right.
Okay.
And we will pick from those, and I forgot, maybe there's 12 or 14 on the first few chapters for the midterm. We'll pick 2 or 3 or 4 of those, almost verbatim. And so if you've worked the answers out to those and you're comfortable with them, those are a gift. Now, the one thing we haven't done for the midterm is to go through some calculations on the financial calculator. What I would suggest is you go to Canvas, watch the videos, and practice some of the handouts on that. And then particularly let me know if you're having some issues. Okay, anything else? Anything of general nature, complaints?
I submitted my YouTube link in the comments box. Was that wrong?
You did what?
I put my YouTube link in the comments
I think that'll work fine. The other way to be safe is also included on your written literature,
Okay.
either way, but yeah, it seems to me I've taken them off the comment box and just linked right to it. If there's an issue, we'll get back to you. Not to get uptight. Yes, ma'am?
I emailed it to you three.
Yes.
Was right or no?
That will probably work.
Oh.
If we have an issue, we'll let you know. As long as we can see it, we're okay. It's the other stuff, the written materials, that I want you to be sure you turn in as an assignment, because that is recorded and graded on Canvas, and your grades are there for you to see and us to see when we tally grades at the end of the term. Okay? So how much fun was competency number 1?
It was painful.
Was it painful?
Video?
What was painful about the video?
I think just getting out of the comfort zone and doing a video. I would much rather stand in front of a group of people and get it over with than to watch I don't mind the being in front of the camera, it's the having to watch it.
Yes.
I don't like to see myself or hear myself. So if I'm talking and it's done and I don't have to hear it again.
I felt like I was talking to myself.
You felt like you were talking to yourself. But if you're not talking straight to the camera and you're over here talking around like this, watch somebody do that sometime. It's boring as hell. It's distracting as hell. You're listen to somebody on camera, and it's in the nature of a job interview almost. You want to be hearing from that person to you. So yeah, understand it's uncomfortable. Get used to it.
Hard also to, as you're facing the camera, you're looking at you and and picking apart what you like and what you don't like about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing that got me. That was the hardest thing for me.
I don't know how to phrase this exactly, but what I found the first time I was on camera, we started broadcasting classes from here up to the Stark Center. And so I was one of the first guys out there with a camera. I had all kind of buttons and controls. I had a TV with all the little heads of the people sitting up in Stark. I had a camera for the document and 2 cameras that could go on me. It was bizarre. And I'm thinking, I can do this. And I'm up there doing the stuff and laying out the lecture and writing. And I'm thinking, I'm doing pretty good. Then I watched myself. And I realized, you're a lot fatter on camera. You're not nearly as funny as you thought. Okay? It's a very humbling experience. You get used to it. Get used to it. Here's what will happen. If you will practice making videos of yourself as a regular thing and get comfortable with it, you will find that as you're talking through the video, your mind is over here. And you're evaluating yourself and you're anticipating the next thing you're going to say, which is great training for presenting in front of people. Because if all you have is a canned performance and somebody interrupts you with a question and you get off track, it's very difficult to get back on. It's only through practice that you get comfortable with the give and take, and you can hear yourself outside here saying, how am I doing? How are they doing? Are they responding? What was that question? Let me think about that. I know what they're going to ask next. I'm ready for it. If they do, I got it, and I'm right back on track. And you can't be comfortable presenting in front of people and thinking on your feet without a lot of practice. And that video camera is the cheapest, most private way in the world to do it without standing in front of groups. So I would encourage you to use that everywhere you can, as I'm trying to encourage all of our faculty to require you to do more videos. You're welcome. Okay, anything else?
I submitted the value statement
Uh-huh.
to the submission link, but I did the video. I put it on YouTube. Should I just send you the email of the actual link on YouTube? Because I did it at the same time, but I submitted it separately. Is that bad?
I'm not clear I understand. You've got a video on YouTube.
Yeah, I got a video on YouTube, but the other thing, like the written thing that we had to do, I submitted.
You submitted that as
to
an
Canvas.
assignment.
Yeah,
Good.
but I didn't add the link though. Should I just email you the link?
Yeah, email me the link just in case, or us. 'Cause there's never any telling which of the three of us is going to grade your assignment. So
Okay.
something like that, send it to all of us. Good. All right. How about, what was it, writing assignment 2? What was that all about? Social capital and human capital. Want to chat about that a little bit? And now you're working on DC2, right? Which is about what? Your academic plan. Have you looked at what the sort of guidelines are for that academic plan?
Yeah.
What is it?
Creating a 1 to 3 page autobiographical sketch. But,
A 1 to 3 page autobiographical sketch. What else?
Apply a grid of the classes,
A grid or table of the courses you're going to take in sequence.
which was very helpful, by the way.
It's helpful for me too. And I'm preaching to the choir right now because you're here, but this is supposed to be one of the first 2 courses you take when you start this program. And because too many people self-advise without going to an advisor, they wind up not taking this course till later, and that creates some difficulties. And then what else are you supposed to add with that?
Watch a video. How to further ensure your success.
How to further ensure your success. Also known as what are you going to do outside the classroom? Also known as, if you have seen any of this, anybody here familiar with John Spence?
The video?
John Spence, the speaker, and the little videos. I made several videos about him. What he did out of class, we'll discuss that sometime, but I'm real interested that you think in terms of, okay, I got a job, I got a family, I'm taking 4 courses, I am up to my neck in it, but where are you going to be in a year if that's all you've done? You've completed your courses, but you've not done anything else to prepare the way for wherever it is you want to go. Be thinking in terms of wherever it is you want to go. We'll talk more on that if we get time tonight, or certainly by next class. Go through it. If you get questions about what I'm saying, write me an email. I'll send you a little more explanation. We're getting a little tight on time to get this disc thing out of the way. Okay? All right, here we go. Disc profile. Got to set you up first, and then we'll do it, and then we'll talk about it. I want you to think in terms of, first, the very best job you've ever had. What made it the best job? Anybody want to volunteer an answer on that? What was your best job?
I'd have to say it's my current job.
Your current job.
Yeah,
What is so great about it?
the support, the people. Honestly, it's my coworkers and managers, and the overwhelming support that they have to help you succeed, to make sure that you have the resources you need. You're not met with animosity if you have questions. It's a very team and environment where these people, I'm proud to call them my friends outside of work. We are able to rely on each other, and we're all there for the purpose of, doing better good for our patients. And that's,
Okay.
we have a common goal and great attitude towards meeting that goal.
Okay. Anybody else? Best job. What was the best thing about it? What was it?
I like what I'm doing.
What's so great about it?
I like, basically, just like I said, what I'm doing. I like interaction with people. I like sticking people.
You like sticking people.
I like doing phlebotomies. I just like doing it. I like learning the science and the lab part about it. I like doing the samples. I like what I'm doing.
Let me ask you this, is it because you like it in the sense of the activities you do, or do you find it fulfilling in the sense of when you go home for the day, you feel like you did something beneficial, positive, impactful?
I feel like I did something beneficial by getting the labs out, by doing the procedures, as far as what time they have to be done. I feel like I'm saving someone's life, because that determines if it's a life or death situation for us, the labs that they take and the orders that the doctor sends in. So
Okay.
I feel like I am helping somebody.
Good. Can you think in terms of the best boss you've ever had?
I had
Before the one I have now.
The one before. What made that person a great boss?
He was a great leader. He understood his job inside and out. So that means when we had an issue, he understood what the issue truly was. Not from a management standpoint, but on a ground standpoint. He was a natural leader. He knew how to talk to people. He knew how to inspire people. He knew how to get the best out of it. And he knew how to take a person and take your strengths and use your strengths so that you were motivated.
Okay.
Was he hiring or?
He's retired. He actually retired.
Yes, ma'am.
I would say best boss was at my previous job. I worked at a retail clothing store, and she just had, well, first of all, she had the personality for the job. You know, working in a retail clothing store, she was real outgoing, real, real bubbly. And one thing I admire about her is she wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty. So
Okay.
if there was something that needed to be done, if we were short up front on staff, she wasn't afraid to get behind the register and help out. And that's admirable for any leader, I think, someone who's not afraid to get their hands dirty.
Good. Let me reverse you for a moment. Think about the worst boss you ever had.
The one I have now.
What makes them the worst boss? Give me one or two criteria.
He was a micromanager, big time, and he was kind of really mean. He was really mean. He had very bad people skills. Really bad.
Oh, don't you have to be that way as a manager sometimes?
Sometimes, yes. But
Not every day?
Not also to your customers as well. It was really bad.
Okay.
I had-
Worst boss.
She was very manipulative. Manipulative with money, manipulative with everybody in the office, fighting against one another, and never really gave anybody a job title and description. Just told us we were all working together.
Okay.
Which we couldn't work together
Lack
because
of
we were all
organization.
too busy fighting.
Okay. All I'm trying to do is get your mind working in the track of what's it like at work. What are you like at work? What kind of life do you lead? What kind of person are you? What kind of things do you enjoy? What kind of things anger or irritate you? I want you to get in the mindset of work when we do this personality profile. Because sometimes we are different people when we go home. Sometimes like Jekyll and Hyde. Sometimes dramatically different. And tonight I want us to focus on doing this for you with respect to your career and your professional modus, if you will, method of operating. When you do this, you'll be circling answers with a circle. And you'll be able to take this thing again using the same sheet by marking your answers with a square. So after we've done it tonight, if you want to go home and think about what you're like socially and remember the good times, do it again marking your answers with a square. You can rescore it and see if there's a contrast between your work personality and your social or at-home personality. Okay? That's where we're going. Now here's what happens. This sheet, National, it's NCR paper it's called. The answers transfer through to the backside. This sheet has 2 columns of blocks of statements. Each block has 4 statements. I want you to read the 4 statements in the block and identify the one statement that is the most like you. And the one statement in that block that is the least like you. And you'll have a column over here with an M and an L for everything. In one block of 4 statements, I want you to circle one M for the statement most like you, one L for the statement least like you, and go to the next block. Do not, I say again, do not circle M or L for every damn statement. You'll screw it up, okay? I want you to do this as quickly as you can. I'd like you to accomplish it within 7.5 minutes. There are 24 blocks. Don't be thinking about it. Gut instinct. You got that? That's what you're going to do first. When you finish that, you're going to open this, and it's going to tell you how to go to the back side of this and count up your score for the mosts and the leasts in the DISC categories, and record them, and then graph them. So you start on this as soon as you finish this, and finish this as quickly as you can, okay?